Hello and welcome to Football Manager Quick Tips. What I want to do here is just share a quick tip I have with regards to buying players. For the sake of this, we're Arsenal here. It's not one of my first choices, but they're the first team to choose. So what I want to show you here is a quick tip on if you're struggling to sign a player. For example, let's go for a transfer list of player to make it easier. When you make a bid for a player, number one, if they have an asking price of 6 million, okay, when they're transfer listed, that's generally you will have to get the bid to 6 million. What you can choose to do is go lower than this, for example, and then add in additional fees. So you might want to go for, after say 20 games, you give them $500,000. After international appearances, I think he's had a few though actually, so I may not want to choose that one. After say minimum league goals, after he scored say 20 league goals, give him another $500,000 or whatever. Click suggest terms. They may negotiate something back to you. So basically what this means is, even though your transfer budget cost is slightly higher, and you could probably negotiate that down a bit, I think. Let's try that one. There you go, acceptable. So it's only 4 million as opposed to the original asking price of 6 million, because you've got clauses in here. Obviously you will have to pay these clauses off if necessary, but it does help you try and keep your transfer budget within line as well, with different clauses. Then the next tip is, we just confirm through this. Once you get onto, once they've accepted, just need to go through this. Okay, so once they've accepted and you get onto here, you have a player's demands. Now, often what you can find is, especially if you're going for a high-profile player, you may be a smaller club, their wages are just well above what you can afford. I generally find, number one, what they asked for, 54,000 he wanted here, he's going to go for less than that, basically. You can generally find, if you go down, say, to 39, and then add on a minimum fee release clause of, say, if you're 7.5 here, you can generally get it a little bit lower. So here we go, let's try and get it a little bit lower. And if you add up the different other options here, so say experience fees, goal bonuses, his sell-on fee percentage, even the loyalty bonus. These are especially, if you have a low wage budget, this is especially useful to try and keep within that budget. So there you go, I've got him for 46, which is effectively a £10,000 a week saving. Obviously, I'm probably paying a little bit more than that on the different fees, and he will have a minimum fee release clause. But generally, unless you know that player is going to absolutely be outstanding for you and go higher and higher, you can always renegotiate this contract before the end of the season, and then get rid of that clause, or raise it higher as you see fit. But if you're just trying to get the player in, it's usually a pretty good option to go in and do that. So there you go, player signed for less than originally wanted, and for a lot less on the wages side. Especially useful in lower leagues as well, when you're trying to sign bigger players. Minimum fee release clauses are a really good option.